How is everybody? Isaac Ramirez, what's going on? Curtis, Bry Guy, what's going on, man? Yo, Dustin Bosley, watching some highlights. Same guy. Kittle's catching crossing patterns for big plays. Overshown should be defending pass, not Kendricks. Yeah, well, my main issue, again, I'll go back to my morning video, is basically on offense is where we lost the game. You can only hold up so long against that team. We should have won by 10 points. And that's all due respect. I know that sounds illogical, but we should have been up big at halftime. Um, it's just, what's up, Dwayne? How are you, man? Daniel M. He's not doing well, man. There's no reason to rub anybody's nose in it. The game's over. It's over, Dwayne. You know, it is what it is. Dwayne's a passionate Cowboy. Daniel's a passionate Cowboy fan. No reason to rub anybody's nose in it. I deal with a lot of that crap. What's up, Cowboys Nation 600? How are you? West Virginia country boy, what's going on? Your shirt went out this morning. I threw a little something in there, too, for you. So let me know. Hey, JoJo, how are you? Again, we should have had a lead in that game. We played good enough defensively early on, but again, our offense, you know, and I said it this morning, and then after listening to a couple DallasCowboy.com shows, I was kind of right. What is every quarterback in the league doing right now? They're using their legs at times. I mean, look at Brock Purdy. He had 58 yards rushing at some point. He was leading the 49ers. I don't know if he ended up leaving the 49ers, but what's up, Arturo? Dirty Sanchez is in the house. Chad, what's going on, Chad? How are you? Those are the facts, but whatever. It is what it is. We got 4 more hard games. We got our next 4 games come against teams that are either in first or second. Next week we play. Yeah, Chad, something's going on with Dak's legs because he's not using them. Maybe there was something to the boot thing in the offseason than they're leading on. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, we play Atlanta. They're in first place. We play Philly. They're the one team that they're not in first. They're in second place. They may be in first by the time we play them. We play the Texans. They're in first place. And we play the Commanders. They're in first place. So that's our next 4 games. Hey, Alina. Cousins, Dak. Well, Cousins is playing great, man. I mean, Cousins, Chad, I don't know. Are you a Cowboy fan? I mean, the Cousins beat the Eagles. So, in Philly, right? So, he could surely beat us. I'm hoping that game's in prime time. Unfortunately, it's not. Alina, what's going on? Dave, Dak looks like he'd lose a race to Rich Eisen. Dave Thompson? I don't know. I haven't seen him run. He hasn't ran. He ran one time, but it wasn't really a run for -1. More of an escape. Fire 120. Good evening, man. What's going on? These dramas. I don't think Dak is healed mentally from his ankle injury. I think he's afraid to scramble. V, it's possible. I mean, he was running last year. That's the thing. What happened? He needs to use his legs. I mean, I think we'd all agreed that Brock Purdy is no Lamar Jackson for crying out loud. But sometimes you need to make the defense pay a little bit. Help out your offensive line is what you're doing by running occasionally. Hey, Game Time, did you watch that live stream, Vox Lombardi, about Rico being more than sick but being benched for Cooks? That there's a lot of politics within the organ. I did not. Yeah, Arturo, I haven't had time to do much of anything. I will check it out. So yeah, something's going on. I heard Stephen Jones saying that it's. Stephen Jones was saying that it is the flu. So we'll see. I'm at the point I don't even want to hear from respectful Eagle fans in the live chat. Bright Guy 75. Don't worry. I mean, I could tell, and it is what it is. You show your character, right? In times of success, you know. But that just comes from the years of hate, the years of losing, unfortunately, and taking it out on Dallas fans. Like, Dallas fans these days have, it's been 28 years since we've won a Super Bowl. Or 29 years, whatever. I think 28 29 years. We're the last person to flex that. Don't get mad at us because the mainstream media wants to talk about us. That's not our fault. Hey, Curtis, they should use Trey Lance like Taysom Hill. I like that idea. I like that idea. He needs to move it, run, scramble. Yeah. What's up, Felix? How are you? Dalvin brought a spark. He didn't have enough touches. Let's not give up. Yeah, I don't think we're going to give up on him. Yes, it has been. We hear it every year. Do you see Nick Bosa's hat? No. What did it say, Isaac? Can Steele improve, or is it the end of the Cowboys' road for him? Yeah, he can improve. They signed him to a deal, so you got to have him play at least another year. So, yeah, he could definitely improve. I've been dealing with since I was a kid because I'm from the Redskins and Eagles fans, 49. Yeah, I don't worry about what people think, but when you like send me a message or comment, I see the comments. I mean, does that make you feel good? I mean, I don't get it. 20 of those years are with an undrafted QB and a fourth round QB. Dave, facts. That's why I'm ready to Arch Manning. I'd like to see Arch Manning or someone of that ilk when that time comes. Right now, we have Dak. Right now, we have Dak. Dak counts $89 million against the cap next year. So, Dak Prescott, Dallas isn't waiting to let that number hit the cap. They're going to go right in year one, which I like. Let's get it off the books. Hopefully, Steven will be smart enough to hire a real GM when Jerry's gone. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bry Guy, I'm ready for Dak to be gone. Sorry, guys. No, Bry Guy, I don't care, but the contract tells you he's going to be here at least a couple of years. I don't think that Jones is smart enough to get a quarterback. Yeah, I don't know. Arch Manning, that's what I want, Chad. I know it's a far-fetched right now, but he's going to be at least 3 years. He's probably going to graduate, so you're talking about 2027. That's when we're talking. We're talking after 2027. So, offensive coordinator has to go. Wonder why we move on from motion plays. Dustin, did you see what I saw? When we were doing those stacked receiver sets, we were getting guys wide open. It's called route concepts. Dragging receivers into certain areas to free up. That's what happened with CeeDee Lamb in the fourth quarter. We ran some of those routes, and you saw that we were wide open. Yet, we got away from it. Why? Because Mike McCarthy is a stubborn man. Arch Manning looked very athletic on a 67-yard rushing TV. Dave Thompson, where he's going to be good at his athleticism and his arm. He's a Manning. So, to me, you need to gear up for that draft. Sorry, that's what you got to do. However that is. We should trade our picks and accumulate picks to move up later for Manning. Yeah, Chad, that's what I'm saying. It's not about losing necessarily. Don't go out and sign a lot of people between now and then. Move around your draft picks. Try and get multiple ones that year. That's what you want to do. Game time. I haven't seen Arch play much at all. Yeah, Brian Guy 75. He is young, but he's a Manning. Come on now. If you're going to bet on anybody, you're going to bet on Arch Manning. You just are. So, are we going to be the only team in on him? Hell no. The odds of us getting him are less than 50%. So, but you have to align yourself with the possibility of getting them. And that would be exciting to me. Like Washington fans, I hate to tell you, you're not winning the Super Bowl this year. But that's not a bad thing. There's excitement. I mean, Chicago blew it yesterday, but hey, hell of a play just getting the ball off and getting it that far down the field. I remember when Dak was running QB before the catastrophic injury, and y'all still were getting bounced first and See, Daryl, again, who's saying anything about not being bounced? See, again, a guy like Daryl, he's just a very negative person. I don't like that in my life. Move it along, bro. Yes, that's how they get a Kendricks. They motion him over, big splash. Yeah, that's what you do. Let's be real. Jerry is 81 or so. Yeah, he's 82, I think. He might not live to see the end of Dak's contract. Kirk didn't beat us. We beat us because Saquon dropped the ball. Dude, you can't. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's a team game, right? I mean, is it not a team game? Kirk Cousins led a drive all the way down the field. He beat you. You lost to the Falcons. The Cowboys never got any Manning and the quarterback as a draft. They're always the Colts, Saints, and Giants. Yeah, I know. Thomas, what's up, man? Chicago blue for sure. Yeah, Crowley, that's all I'm saying. Tony Boo, your shirt's in the mail. I am running late today, but I don't see the Cowboys buying or trading this year. Tony, me neither. Stand pat or sell. Think about the calls last drive. Why try to get first downs every play? Dak, small completions to keep the... Yeah, Dak has not been very good as of late. He's been a little below average, in my opinion. A game time, anybody better or close to second? The running back, Boise State. Yeah, Arturo. Genti, I like Genti, but he's going to be a first-round pick, so who knows? Steven would love the money and tension aspect of Manning on it. Yes, Chad. Agreed. You did well on the NFC East roundtable. Hope to see you there. Oh, thanks, Fire120. Appreciate you. Yeah, they'll bring me back at some point. CZ, what up, man? Dak has obviously not played well, but he needs help. Rushers in his face immediately. Receivers not getting open. Robert Bratton, I hate to tell you, Dak was a problem last night. It wasn't all Dak, but he can't make those mistakes. He cannot make those mistakes. He had to tuck the ball and run a couple times. Nobody's saying he's got to run all over the place. You got to make the defense think. And I blame a lot of this on McCarthy with the route concepts. I just do. And yet we go down, we throw a ball downfield. Brandon Cooks catches that ball that a Turpin dropped to a 5'7" guy that's double teamed. Perfect pass by Dak, by the way. Dak had a horrible game, but dropped that ball in. He dropped it right down. Brian, I appreciate you keeping it real game time. Yeah, Brian, I don't know how we can't keep it real with Dak. Again, some content creators want to go right to the top and say, it's all Jerry. Well, okay. We should have been up by 10 points at halftime, at least. We should have been up. But because we couldn't score points, what do you think Shanahan's going to do? He's going to go in the locker room, make the adjustments, and come out. We've been outscored in the third quarter, like, I don't know. I want to say 65-19 in the third quarter. This damn game from last night got me sick. Yeah, I know. Your fan base gets hyped up, too. Again, there's nothing to be hyped up about, Daryl. We haven't done nothing in forever. So, we like to talk a little bit, but, I don't know. This channel is all I really know about. Again, I'm usually pretty cool. We got Ezekiel Elliott first round, but would be a mistake to do it again. Curtis, top 5, I would not take a running back, but I'll take a first round running back, just not top 5. Look at the pluses for taking, let's say you take a Genti in the 19 or 20 or 21. Let's just say that's what you want to do. I probably would not do that, but let's say that's what you do. You got him for 5 years, and then you let him go. Crew, we keep giving Daniels head up. He starts to give up. He never... Yes. Holy crap, Daryl. Not all of us think that. Yeah, Brian Guy, again, this channel is not normally like that. Again, we're allowed to have fun here, but nobody mentions Super Bowl as far as I know. At least I have. We definitely ain't on Detroit level or the AFC teams, but things are looking up. Chris Dooley, that's fair, man. I'm excited for the fans of the Commanders. I know Mark's not because he lives in the area, but like Detroit, it's been so long for Washington. I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't care. Noah Brown saved the game. Going to buy his shirt. Fire 120. Again, I'm happy for you. No, it wasn't Noah Brown. It was the damn Chicago defense. They tell you to slam the ball to the ground. He was too busy looking at the crowd behind him. Did you see that? That was nuts. Logan, what's up, brother? When you lose a turnover batter 9 times out of 10, you lose the game. Bingo. William, it hurt, and we should have won the game. That's the unfortunate thing. We should have won the game. Sorry. When you hold the Niners to 6 points at halftime, you should have had 24 points. But third quarter, we can't do nothing. What up, Drew? Mouse, what's up, brother? Fire, thanks for being happy. Well, Fire 120. I want to beat you, but at the end of the day, how am I going to be mad at the Commander fans? It's been so long since you guys have done anything and had a good quarterback. I told you Jaden Daniels was going to be good. I didn't expect him to be this clutch this early. That's scary for the rest of the NFC teams. Sorry, it is. Whether it's this year or not, Fire, I don't know. But excitement can take you a long way. It really can. Robert Pratt, and I am to the point where I don't want to finish 8, 9, 7 times. I want a top 5 pick. Robert, I hear you, bro. I hear you. And that may happen, really. If we suffer any sort of injury, that could happen. Like, quarterback-wise. I know Dak's not playing great. I still think if you had to go long-term with a Trey Lance, I would actually like that at this point. Let's see what Trey's got. Let's get his value up or end his career. One of the two. Nick Sirianni's going live. Will it make any difference with the D when people come back? Yeah, it'll make a little difference, but not that much. It'll help with D-Law and Micah for sure. I get it. Like Darryl was going to say, you guys weren't winning with him. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. But a defense has to do a lot. They're going to walk up to the line of scrimmage, the offense, and go, where's number 11? And they're going to have to game plan around number 11. That makes the game easier for everybody else. So it will make a difference, but it is what it is. So over it, how are you? Commanders beat bad teams. Logan, come on, we can't say that, man. Chicago's not a bad team. Chicago's not a bad team. Chicago is a good team. I was very impressed with Chicago. Chicago should have won that game yesterday. They got, I'm sure Chris Dooley, league commander, all these guys will tell you that they'll tell you that Washington got a little lucky to win that game. Hail Marys work, what? 1 out of 100? Dan's is having a Stroud type of year. Mouse, yeah, that don't mean that he's going to go far, right? He could win a playoff game. That's probably about it. But if you told Washington fans that they were going to win a playoff game and possibly win the division, man, I'm sure they would be happy. I called Will Daniels as being good before the draft ever since they secured the number 2 pick. Yeah, me too, Dwayne. I was at the draft, and I was like, please don't go to Washington. But I knew it. I didn't know where Washington felt mentally, because no team really discloses how they really feel. I'm like, does Washington really like Jaden Daniels? He wasn't everybody's cup of tea. Willie Vassar, what's up, bro? Working bum. Why do personal workers and umpires dress the same? Why? Is that a joke? Why? So over it. Mr. Metzger, U.S. Mail. What's up, brother? You too, J. Kappa. No, if they run it 30 times. Broad guy, Eagles have beaten bad teams. Uh, Listen, Broad guy, I'm not going to use that, man. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Dallas has an unbelievably tough schedule this year. Oh, well. What don't kill you makes you stronger. Washington, listen, you still got to go out and win in the NFL, which is not easy. You know what I mean? It's not easy. What did Diggs say? Well, Diggs was 100% right, Dustin. So this is what happened, Dustin. He went to his locker. You have to understand one thing. His brother, Stefan, they're fearing that he has a torn ACL in Houston. He went to look up on his phone. He was concerned about his brother, and somebody screenshotted this local Dallas writer. I don't know if he's a Dallas writer, but he covers the Cowboys, and he was right outside the locker room. Screenshotted, basically blaming Trayvon for the Kittle play. And then when you go back and watch it, you realize that was not his responsibility. That was Donovan Wilson. And once the play was broken, he broke off his guy and went and made the tackle. But Trayvon Diggs was very upset, not knowing if his brother was lost for the year. Went back outside after seeing the screenshots that somebody sent him on Twitter. He went out and confronted the guy saying, "You don't know the game." And that's what he said, something about these nuts. Listen, Trayvon may have handled the situation wrong, and you got to take the high road sometimes, but he was 100% right. That writer was 100% wrong in writing what he wrote. He don't know the effing game. Learn it or zip it. Everyone is a juggernaut when they play Philly. Bride guy. Again, I'm not going to... This is what I'm going to do, bride guy. I'm not going to crap on the Eagles. I'm going to give them respect. In doing so, to me, they are... I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I don't even want to say it. We all know who the class of the NFC is. And they're not in the conversation yet. Yet. My opinion. There are better teams out there. But who's going to be standing at the end? How much will the Eagles improve? They're already improving. But I'm not going to rain on their parade. They've won 3 in a row. They had a good road win. Congrats to the Birds. That's where I'm going to fall. I'm going to say congrats, and you need to build off of that because things get tougher, especially after after Thanksgiving. That's when the rubber hits the road. You're going to have to play Washington twice. You're going to have to play Dallas twice. There's a lot of talk about how bad Dallas is. I expect you to beat Dallas in 2 weeks. We're not going to have everybody back then. I expect you to roll in Big D. They have not won a game at home yet. And they will not play a home game before they play the Eagles. So when they play the Eagles, they will have an 0-3 home record. All this shit talking, the Eagles better go into Dallas and kick their ass like all the other good teams. All right? Can't have it both ways. You got to go in and dominate the game in order to flex. If you lose that game, then that tells me you're not on the level that you think you are. But we'll cross that bridge in 2 weeks. I'll be there next week. You can say facts, Daryl. Go ahead, bro. That's what makes you feel good. Go ahead. Game time. What happened with my wrench? Willie, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see if I can fix that. There you go. You're now a wrench again. I haven't seen you in a while. What happens, Willie, is if I don't see anybody in a long time, then or maybe you're here but you're not commenting. I weed out the wrenches. Maybe I did it by accident. You got your wrench back. Now don't go anywhere. Willie, now you can't leave. I said if it was a trade up, then get Caleb or stay at Pat and get Daniels. They got one. Dwayne Sweetney, again, I like how humble Jaden Daniels is. That's my best a trait that I love, that I love about the kid. He's a humble individual. He is not going to be parading or dancing. I'm not trying to be rude, but some of these other quarterbacks, I don't know. Bride guy, they used it against it. Yep. Daryl, yeah, I'm not even doing it. Daryl, we all heard last year was tomato cans. At least Dallas beat Philly at home. Again, I'm not apologizing for who we beat last year. Okay, it's all about winning a Super Bowl. So, the Commanders are a team that are building. I kind of think the Commanders remind me of a young building team, like the Texans last year. The Texans, anything short of an AFC championship game would be a failure. The Commanders need to win a playoff game this year. Okay? Not just get there. You need to win a playoff game. Next year is when you make your run. We'll see where Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, the Commanders are suspect on defense. They're playing good, but they are suspect on defense. I mean, that was a rookie quarterback yesterday that basically went down and won the game until they didn't. Jay Smooth, what up, my man? It does sting the last week to see Fowler. Robert Bratton, just think if Chauncey Golston catches that tipped ball by Purdy last night, he scores a touchdown. Yeah, he scores a touchdown. That's huge. That's huge. And that non-call in the end zone that the Niners scored a touchdown on, that's a pick. There were two different officials that threw a flag. So, it wasn't like two officials saw a penalty, yet they overturned it. That's bad. That's egregious. If you hold the Niners to a field goal there, we only need a field goal to tie the game. Different scenario, but again, that's what happens when you allow them to score 21 points unanswered. Giants should have tried to move heaven and earth, move up to get Jaden Daniels. Those kids in the Hard Knocks knew better, and they told Joe Shane, Cop Pizzle's Joe Shane, that they wanted Jaden Daniels, and they didn't. NFC East all got scrambled QBs except Dallas. Yep. Well, he can. He just chooses not to, Dwayne. Gotta see more, says CZ. I hope Jerry doesn't make Zimmer the head coach. Nah, he ain't making him the head coach. There's going to be sweeping change. It'll be exciting. Let's just ride out the year, and it'll be an exciting offseason. Change is good. Change is needed. Then you're a good fan. I appreciate that, Broad Guy. I try and be. I am a fan, though. Every once in a while, I get a little carried away, but I'll apologize for it. But again, I tip my cap to the Eagles and the Commanders. I do. I envy you guys because you're gonna go into the holidays with a glimmer of hope. Whereas Dallas has to go on some kind of mega run to just have a shot at this point. Okay, Mouse. I don't even know what you said, bro. Bride guy, relax. I worry about mess the teams, bro. Yeah. Hey, game time. Washington bowling. They're number one in our division. Yeah, exactly. I'm negative for telling the truth. Whatever, man. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Nobody said Super Bowl here. So, what are you talking about, Daryl? Nobody said we're going to the Super Bowl. That'd be fucking asinine to say we're going to the Super Bowl. We haven't been there in 28 years. Nobody said Super Bowl. When you bring up your one and dones, okay, who cares? It doesn't matter. Rack up all the playoff wins you want. How many Super Bowls you got? That's what I care about. That's what it's about. Ask Dan Marino, if he could trade in some of his playoff wins for a fucking Super Bowl ring. You know what he would say? Yeah, I need a ring. Well, you should sweep, Drew. I mean, we're decimated right now. Like I said, if you don't go into Dallas and dominate like the Ravens and New Orleans and Detroit, especially Ravens and Detroit, if you don't go into Dallas and win by double digits easily, and God forbid you lose, then you're not that team. You are not that team to be flexing. That's all. And we'll see in 2 weeks, right? At that point, we're not going to have a home win. But I got to go. It's my 30 minutes. Again, I'm not. You guys can be all negative and knife jab. Have at it.